Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett, and you are in the strategy room. Donald Trump's tough talk on trade is winning over white-collar workers, and it has some union bosses and blue-collar workers worried that their traditionally Democratic-leaning members could be thinking of switching sides. The unions, led by AFL-CIO President Richard Trumka, now reportedly launching an effort to identify potential Trump voters and, quote, educate them about the businessman's past comments about wages and treatment of workers. But will that stop Trump from making inroads with union voters? Here now to weigh in, our Talk Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor, Ellen Ratner, and President of the Rasmussen Media Group, Scott Rasmussen. Good to see you both. Scott, blue-collar white voters in particular tend to be shifting lately to the Republican Party. So what's the impact in the race for the White House?
Well, look, this is a part of an ongoing trend. It's not like it didn't exist before 2016. There has been this disconnect between private sector white union workers and the new Democratic coalition. Issues like immigration are a big part of it. It potentially, and the word is potentially, gives the Republicans a shot to have an impact in the Midwest, states that have been traditionally leaning to the Democrats. I think what we have to do in this is recognize how serious this issue is, just by virtue of the fact that the unions themselves are trying to figure out a way to stop the hemorrhaging at this point.
Yeah, and speaking of hemorrhaging, you know, Ellen, that's precisely what the AFL-CIO's budget has been doing. They've been losing money hand over fist, so they have less now to devote in terms of advertising for their candidate in the 2016 race. How does that impact November?
Well, it's interesting. I'm going to defer to Rasmussen, who's the biggest pollster on earth, but so he understands that part of it. However, I'm an old bat, so I do remember the Reagan Democrats, and they really were people who were Democrats and moved very much towards Reagan. And this is that same sort of situation. It's interesting, this Fox News channel is right near where the federal and state employees union is. And if you look at them, although they've officially endorsed Hillary Clinton, there's a lot of Bernie posters around there because they feel like she has not been there for them in terms of NAFTA and some of the other international trade issues. Yeah. And this is something that Trump is really reaching into. So he's getting those people.
You know, Scott, I wonder how much Keystone may, in the end, hurt Hillary Clinton with blue-collar workers and union workers because she sided with the environmentalists against it. And, of course, most of the unions were in favor of the Keystone Pipeline.
You know, Greg, when you ask something like that and you ask about a particular issue, the impact is hard to measure. It's hard to define. What happens instead is there is a growing list of concerns. There's the Keystone Pipeline. There's the immigration issue. There's the green movement. There's the sense that the Democratic Party has become more committed to a coalition in big cities as opposed to a coalition in middle America. And when you add all of those things together, it's not just one issue. It's the fact that union workers have seen these things for a long time. And Ellen is exactly right. This is like the Reagan Democrats. And I think it's also important to note that those Reagan Democrats didn't feel that they were leaving the Democratic Party. They, like Ronald Reagan, thought the Democratic Party had left them. That's what we're seeing today.
Yeah. Ellen, as manufacturing in America has declined, so too has membership among factory and construction union members. They've shifted a little bit more toward public and service union members. Are those type more amenable to a, Trump populist campaign?
Well, I'm not Mr. Rasmussen who does the polling on this, but I will tell you my gut feeling is yes. I'm interested in what the polls say, but that is my gut feeling.
All right. Ellen Ratner and Scott Rasmussen, good to see you both.
Thanks.
For complete coverage on the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.